Hey everyone, how's it going? This is a clip from episode 290. This is Veronica. She's wondering how she can have better connection with her guides on the other side. This is a problem that Veronica has faced on and off for a while now. The panel has struggled to give Veronica advice in the past because none of the advice is seeming to work for Veronica. So during this clip, the panel discusses with her that maybe that is just the scope of her abilities, or maybe some of her abilities are just imagined. Whatever the case may be, the panel does its best to explain how the connection process happens for them and how psychic abilities are not always turned on. They also discuss how it's important not to get frustrated when the psychic connection is not present all the time. Hope you enjoy the clip.
Welcome to the Communicators, a Paranormal Journey. We're here every Wednesday from 7:30 to 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. The call-in number for every show is 646-668-8373. If you're looking for some psychic advice, or if you just want to connect with somebody on the other side, feel free to give us a call. You can download any of our past episodes on Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, or Stitcher. Please keep in mind, all shows are for entertainment and educational purposes only. Hi, thanks for holding. Who's this?
Hi, this is Veronica.
Hi, Veronica. What can we help you with?
Well, I was trying to find out how to better communicate with them.
Are you asking how better to communicate with your guides?
Yeah, because I've called a few times, and I know Edgar tells me that I try too hard, but I don't understand. If I don't pay attention, I don't hear anything.
I've thought about you quite a lot, believe it or not. You know, I'm responsible for going back in and editing all of our past episodes. So I've heard a lot of your calls into the show, and I've heard all of our advice on what you can do in order to better your communication with your guides. And I don't know what else that we can tell you. It's one of two things. Either you are imagining that you actually have a connection to your guides that's not there, or there's something inside you that keeps turning off that connection. But there isn't anything that I can think of that we can actually tell you to do other than what we've told you to do. Edgar had said that you try too hard. I think we've told you put the notebook on the side of your bed, write down what you hear them saying, pay attention to synchronistic numbers, things like that. But I don't think that there's really any more guidance that we can tell you. I wish there was in regards to helping you get this communication going with these guides, because nothing seems to be working, and you've been calling for like 2 years. I'm not trying to be harsh at all. I just know the advice that we've given, and I don't know what else that we can possibly say. I don't know what we're missing. Every single piece of advice, whether you're doing it or stop doing it or maybe don't be consistent with it, either it comes naturally when the guides are talking to you or it doesn't. But maybe you're trying to force something that's not even there.
I mean, I know it's there. The only problem is that it's been so different every time. Like, I've said before, sometimes I hear them. I haven't seen Spirit in a while. So that's where I guess the confusion comes in for me, because I'm trying to figure out which clair do I actually focus on.
Whichever one is the strongest.
Yeah, right now the hearing. Sometimes I just know things. Like I could be talking to somebody, it just comes out randomly.
That could just be the strength of your gift, too. It's like I get earthquake buzzes out of nowhere, but I can't control when it goes off. It just happens. Any of the clairs, whether clairvoyance, claircognizance, a lot of them just happen on their own. A lot of it has to do with mastering your own energy. In talking to you now, I think one of the things that bottlenecks your abilities is you getting frustrated over the fact that it's not coming in as clearly as it should be. Or why aren't I seeing spirit? Why don't I hear more? I think you're throwing off your energy more than anything by getting frustrated that it's not happening more or within the timeline that you would like it to happen. Like I said, for me and the buzzes that I get, they happen when they happen. There's nothing I can do to control them. Maybe letting go of the expectations and just letting them happen when they happen is what you need to get used to doing. Because a lot of the psychic gifts aren't just switches that go on and off. A lot of them are just insights that hit you all the time. And if you're getting frustrated that they're not happening as often as you want, that shifts your entire aura.
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm frustrated. I was just trying to figure out why it's inconsistent.
But that's the nature of the psychic gifts.
I'm not.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Trying to read. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Not something that is consistent 24/7. We have a level of ability to where we can do this show and we can tap into the ether, but every caller that calls in, I may not necessarily pick something up off of that person right away. There's even been shows that we've had callers that have called in and none of us on the panel have picked up anything off of that person. And a lot of times that has to do with that person's energy. If that person's energy isn't on a wavelength that is connecting with ours, we're not going to be able to tap into that. Or it could just be we're not tapping in. There's a lot of things that can throw off your ability to tap into the ether. But again, it's not a reliability thing. You can't expect it to be on 24/7. Edgar, Linda, what do you guys think?
I agree with everything that you said. I speak to a lot of people, and, some feel they're mediums, some feel they're psychic, tarot readers, and they all ask me, how do you communicate? How do they come to you? Well, since childhood, I don't know of any other way. It just was there for me in a very natural way. As I got older, it got stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. So the only thing I could tell you is that you do have to have a calmness about oneself. Maybe I'm even explaining it wrong, but I agree with Kevin. I just feel it's energy. I don't really know what to say.
I think what you're saying, either it's there all the time or not. And either it is really developed or it's not. Psychic gifts are sporadic. There's a level that's always there, but again, it's not like a switch that you can normally turn on and off. It comes to you. But there are definite times where we feel we're not as tapped into the ether as we normally are. You can get depressed, and next thing you know, you don't feel like you're connected at all. Or you may go through periods where the information that you are getting isn't as accurate as it used to be. Right, Linda?
That's right. You're correct. There's times a person is in front of me and I don't feel or see anything for that person.
Right. And that doesn't mean that Linda's broken. It goes back to connecting in with people's energies. It's like everybody who calls into this show, we feel connected. I've thought about you when listening to the shows, having nothing to do with you, and you pop into my mind because I care about you. I care about every time that you've called in, us wanting to help you get that connection. And like I said, in going back and listening to past shows, I don't even remember the last time I heard one that you were in, but you've always stuck in my mind because I've wanted you to have that connection, and I can feel that you really want that connection there. So when I say that maybe it's not as strong as you want it to be, that could just be the handicap of it. There may be times that it's crystal clear and fantastic. Those are the times that, for whatever reason, the psychic insights are coming to you stronger in that moment, but you can't expect that all the time. People can go up to bat and boom, home run, but they're not the type of athlete that can do that every time they go up to bat. So you have to be able to gauge how on you are all the time or whether it's infrequent. And if it's infrequent, then just be happy that it comes to you when it does come to you. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, yes.
So I don't want you to get frustrated over it. I don't want you to feel like there's anything that you're doing wrong. I've been waiting for you to call back. I've racked my brain to be like, I hope when she calls back in, she's figured it out. But maybe it isn't something to figure out.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, good luck. Keep working at it, but just don't be hard on yourself about it, okay?
I won't. I'll try.
Okay, good. Well, we'll put you back in the queue to listen to the rest of the show, and definitely thanks so much for calling back in.